This video was inspired by something I've recently seen on social media a couple of times. So, as an autistic, I mean, it's not hidden that we struggle socially. And growing up trying to make friends and keep friends have been, almost disastrous. And I have a whole chapter in my first book about it. It's in fact the longest chapter. So this video is actually about those who have been a teaser or a bully in my past, but all of a sudden changed. And I have a couple of go-to examples for that. When I was in 6th grade, there was a classmate of mine who was more like an acquaintance, but he would tease me and all sorts of stuff. But then as soon as we both enter middle school in 2007, the first day of middle school, we run into each other in the lunch line. And he's happy to see me again, and I'm starting to talk to him. And then I said, well, I just remembered something. I have to go somewhere and then come back. And as I was going, he said, I'll save your spot. And I'm like, thank you. And in my heart, I'm like hammered because now he's nice. And he's been nice ever since. So later in high school, when I was a junior, there was a couple of freshmen that would tease me. They would call out my name, and I would look around, and they would turn their head, if you know what I mean. I knew every time who it was, and I always look at them, and they know that they're caught, and they're like trying to hide their laughter. So for 2 years, at the school behind me, I had to put up with that. And then I graduated in 2013, and they had 2 more years here. And about last year sometime, I was walking and I run into one of them, and they're like, whoa, Matthew, hi, remember me? And I'm like, you look a little familiar. And he said his first name, and I'm like, it's you. And he was very nice to me. He was eating at the burger lounge, and it's like as if I'm his long lost friend. And we catch up for a minute, and then I'm like, okay, have a good day, and I walk away. And if I thought long and hard about that, I would have gotten emotional, because here was a person that teased me, and now about 10 years later, he is nice as if he was my best friend. And it was good to see him again, and I'm just thankful for that change. So sometimes it's the transition between elementary and middle school for some students, and other times it's from like high school to like 10 years after high school. And I've actually ran into people in college that still didn't, grow up yet. And when I'm just telling stories in this YouTube video, I always like to be more educational and encouraging. So if I were to make one encouragement, it's, if you're that type of person that is mean or teasing people on the grounds of a disability, I just ask you to open your mind that we're real human beings, and that we could be great friends if you include us. Because if we don't feel included, we feel very lonely and isolated and awful. And if you're that type of person that doesn't really want to be mean to a person, but you're teasing them, then I ask you to just reflect on what that might do to them. They might misconstrue it. And for me, it was easy to misconstrue people teasing me as people hating me. And some people have hated me, and other people have just teased me and just trying to get a laugh out of me. So if you want more autism awareness content, then I invite you to follow this channel if you want to, and thank you for watching.